transaction between the American government and the Nigeria government will benefit the Nigeria people. He believes that the stumbling block has been the issue of corruption. And now they have found a president they trust by reasons of his pedigree, his disposition, and his personal lifestyle. America is convinced that he has all the qualities required to fight and to defeat corruption. And once that is out of the way, then America is ready to stand by Nigeria to do what needs to be done. President Obama was emphatic that given the size of Nigeria, our population, our location within the continent, and the role we have played before, that helping Nigeria to overcome some of its challenges will be helping the African continent to reposition itself. He recalled with some fond memories the outstanding contribution of the Nigerian armed forces in the past, and regretted how, from a situation in which the Nigerian nation was looked upon for support when other countries were in trouble in the continent, to one in which the Nigerian armed forces could no longer secure the Nigeria territory. That is how much it deteriorated, and he expects that this is the result of declining values and all of that. So with President Buhari, everybody in the White House and in the State Department, they are all very happy that for once Nigeria have a leader they can engage with.
So, what will you be saying to the opposition that is already criticizing this visit, saying that you did nothing?
No. You have to pity them. We have a president who talks with confidence. Not a president that is blabbing and is not sure what the issues are. One that can tell the U.S. Senate, look, Nigeria is governed by rule of law. We are not going to do any of those things that is offensive to the culture and tradition of our people. We have moved away from a president that doesn't seem to know his powers to one that understands that he's a president of the leading country in the continent. So what do you expect PDP to say? I always say that the day you see armed robbers clapping, you know that things are going wrong. When you see them frowning, you know that the security agencies are doing their best. PDP destroyed the country. I mean, from the lips of American officials, senior officials of the State Department, they said one minister ordered PDP cornered as much as $6 billion. And the man said, even by Washington standard, that is head quaking. So a party that presided over the liquidation of our nation, destroyed all our institutions, convert the armed forces commanders to use them as if they were political thugs, convert NTA to a party megaphone, destroy the state security services, go after opposition as if we were rabbits to be pursued to our holes, and compromise even student unions, destroy everything that you can think of, elevate religion to a state affair. Israel become a place you visit every week. Play pastors against malams, play north against south, east against west, just to retain power. Elevate obas and obis with dollars, and you guys were reporting dollars that were changing hands. NPC is spending much more money than is available to the Federation account. We are a very patient people. If we were not a patient people, anybody wearing the tag of PDP ought to feel very unsafe, because you are all victims. All of you here, all of us here. I spoke about how much Edo State government lost. I mean, you were here last week, the bailout that you are talking about. That money that has been coming in, PDP never paid that money to the Treasury. They shared it. The federal government spent it illegally. You are journalists. You know, to be watchdog, you are now digital watchdog. You know the Constitution. You can't spend what are not be appropriated. Other PDP, there was no law. They were law to themselves. So if a country a party for 60 years underdeveloped the country, and according to the American officials, we were just confused. The former president, didn't know what the issues were, and everybody was frustrated. Friends of Nigerians were Mr. Carlson, who was the Assistant Secretary of State, when we visited him in company of Senator Saraki, then as chairman of the Governors Forum, that was at the eve of President Obama's visit to Africa the first time. And we went to complain, why is Nigeria not on the list? And what he said for me was instructive compared to what he said last week. Then he said, I was present. He said, you know, we who see ourselves not just as friends of Nigeria, we even think that our forefathers were Nigerians. Because he's a black American, Secretary of State for Africa. He said, each time you think there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it is time to encourage Nigeria to build on it, you wake up the following day, order President Jonathan, and you find that even the tunnel has been removed. Those were the words of Mr. Carlson. Now, last week, this same Carlson chaired the president's address at the Institute of Peace. And he said, we now have a man of enormous integrity, one that has shown so much faith in the democratic process, one that refused to be frustrated even in the face of massively rigged elections. He submitted to the judicial process, and even when that was compromised, he never gave up. America has done its check, and we are convinced that this president is the one that Nigeria needs at this time to regain its leadership of the African continent. And America now has a partner worthy of relations because they believe that every dollar that America provide to support Nigeria, whether in the area of security, in the area of education, or encouraging American investors to invest in Nigeria, that there is an enabling environment. Because what has destroyed the country was corruption. You have so much capital outflow. And it's so America is ready to stand side by side to support this president to achieve its core objective of fighting corruption, restoring security, creating jobs, and redistributing prosperity. So, I mean, it cannot be better. So if PDP doesn't condemn it, then they are no longer PDP. Don't forget, people deceiving people has been a way of life for 16 years.